It was the first time the five-times champions have not started a World Cup with a victory since 1978, and since the final whistle they have been criticized for sitting back after Coutinho's opening goal, losing the momentum that they had generated in the opening exchanges and failing to get it back. Tite made 2 changes to his midfield and 1 up front in the final half an hour, but Brazil could not open up the Swiss defense. And while Globo awarded 7 players a rating of either 5 or 5.5, Coutinho was the highest with 7. There has been nothing like the reaction in Spain, for example, following David de Gea's opening game mistake. In fact, Brazil's scapegoat has been VAR. The Brazilian Federation wrote to FIFA asking for an explanation of the decision to let Switzerland's equalizer stand, and why a penalty was not awarded to Gabriel Jesus. And when VAR is not on the Brazilian news agenda, the locals have been chastising Neymar for paying too much attention to his hair and stepovers. The Paris Saint-Germain forward has been in the news again this week after he limped out of a training session with an ankle injury, but he is expected to face Costa Rica on Friday regardless. Tite is unlikely to make many, if any, changes to his team for the match in St. Petersburg, but he certainly has plenty of options available to him if he wanted to. Firmino, for example, could feel especially vulnerable. The midfielder had a good season for Barcelona and has been important for Brazil again during Tite's reign, but he struggled against Switzerland's deep, organized defense, and crucially he has 2 serious rivals for his position. Renato Augusto, the only China-based Brazilian to play at a World Cup, did bring something different when he replaced Firmino on Sunday, and is a more creative option, which will almost certainly come in handy against Costa Rica and Serbia, 2 teams that will look to replicate Switzerland's approach. Another option is Manchester United new boy Fred. The former Shakhtar Donetsk man brings drive and energy from a deep starting position, allied to a fine range of passing, and is available again after an ankle injury. Casemiro was actually the first player to make way on Sunday, with Tite bringing on Firmino for a little more thrust going forward, but the Real Madrid man is unlikely to lose his starting berth, given his importance to the side, especially from the start. Similarly, the defense is likely to be unchanged, despite Marcelo in particular having a poor game, while Coutinho will surely keep his place alongside Casemiro and Firmino or his replacement. Willian is likely to start ahead of Douglas Costa again, despite a quiet night on Sunday, and Neymar is very unlikely to be left out despite his injury worries and an underwhelming performance on Sunday. Things could be different for Gabriel Jesus, however. Tite does favour the Manchester City striker over Roberto Firmino, but the Liverpool man's efforts in recent months, for both club and country, have not gone unnoticed. Tite says Firmino is playing with confidence and that his performance in the last 20 minutes on Sunday, in Jesus' place, was very good. Jesus, as is occasionally the case with City, did a lot of good work outside of the penalty area and out of possession, and it would be a little harsh to drop him after 1 game, given his performances for his country since making his debut in Tite's first match in charge. But given Firmino's similar talents, and his arguably more impressive season with Liverpool, he is a strong candidate for a starting spot later in the tournament, if not on Friday.